Hello, welcome to City Vision. I'm Evan Donovan, City Vision's Director of Student Services. In this video, I'll be showing you around Populi, which is the system you'll be using to take all your courses. It'll also be where you register for courses, where you make payments if you aren't using financial aid, and where you see your transcript of the courses you've already taken. All of the topics that I cover in this video are also in our student guide to using Populi, so you can read that document later for review. If you got to this video from our new student orientation, then you came here from Populi. So first I'm going to show you what the main homepage is when you first log into Populi. You see at the top there's a number of alerts. These are ways you can learn about things that you need to do. For example, I could register for courses with this test user. I could pay for the invoices that are due, sign an enrollment agreement. There's a test that I started and didn't finish yet, and there's other alerts that are active in the course that I'm taking. You can see your courses over here on the right-hand side, and you can also see the different items that are going to be due in the coming days. Further down, there's this section called the feed, which is kind of like your news feed on Facebook or Twitter or another social media site, and that's just a way of seeing news about the college that may be useful for you to know. And so, first of all, since it's very important for you to do, if you're starting new courses, I wanted to show you what this please sign your enrollment agreement is about. Now, you may have already signed your enrollment agreement if you registered for courses, because it's possible to do that when you were first signing up for the course. But if you didn't do it at that time, Populi will send you an email about it, and then you can go into Populi and you can click on the link here. And then what this is just a document that shows information about the college, all the terms and conditions, like that you're going to pay any tuition that's not covered by financial aid, that you are have read the costs and all that sort of thing. So then at the bottom, you just need to check the box and click sign and save. So it's important to do, because if you don't do that within the first week of starting your courses, then you wouldn't be able to continue in those courses. And so the next thing I wanted to show you is how you can get to your own profile page, since Populi is a little bit like a social network and it has a profile page. So you can click on your name up there, your initials in the upper right, and then you can click on my profile. And then that'll take you in. There's a bulletin board where people can write messages to you. Typically, the best way to communicate with faculty and to communicate with staff is by email, but sometimes other students will write on your bulletin board here. Now, bear in mind, anything that shows up there, it's public to everyone else. So just be careful about what you're posting on other people's bulletin boards. What I wanted to show you also is that you can add a profile photo for yourself. So you could just click on the blank person image, and then you can click to pick an image from your computer, or you could click to take a snapshot with your webcam if you're on a computer that has a webcam, and then you can just save that. And that's just another way of making it more of a community for us here online. And another thing I wanted to show you on here is how to change your contact information. So if you go to the info tab on here, then you can change your phone number, you can change your email address, and you can change your physical address. So that physical address is what we would use if we need to send you a financial aid refund check, for example. And the email address with a star that's the one that we would be sending every notice to you, including the automatic ones from Populi. So it's important for that one to be correct. So that's just a way you can do that for yourself. You can also contact us when that information needs to be updated if you prefer. So after that, I wanted to show you that if you go back to your home page, you can get into any courses that you're taking. So you can do that either from the alerts, as I said before, or you can do it by looking at the courses over on the right and making sure it shows what the current courses are. So I'm just going to go in through the alerts here, and it starts out on this thing called the bulletin board, which is a way for you to communicate with faculty if you have something that you think would be relevant, not just to the faculty, but to the other students as well. Just make sure not to post anything on there that's just private, like anything about your grading. Only use that for communicating with the faculty about the requirements for assignments and things. Also, just bear in mind that anything you post here will go out as an email to everyone that's enrolled in the course. The next tab I wanted to show you is this syllabus tab. So this shows a few important things. It'll show who the main faculty is. In some of your courses, there may be more than one faculty member, so they may not, I think they would show below here, but it'll show primary. Some people may be assigned to have their grading done by one of the other faculty though, particularly if there's one who does undergraduate students and one who does the master's students. The best way to reach your faculty about things that are private, like grading, is to click on the send an email link. Then it's important, you can see also here on the side the full detailed syllabus for the course, which has important policies. You could see the books that are required. In some courses, you can also see something like a final project template. If you want to know more about what you'll learn in the course, this is the course objectives and things, which is the same as what you would have seen on our website when you're signing up for the course. You can also see down there, in some of our courses, the assignment groups would show things like how much the forums are worth versus the main tests. And then finally, under this section, you can see the detailed syllabus, and if there's a final project, you can sometimes see the instructions on there. Moving on, if you go to the lessons tab, you'll see these checkboxes will show you progress in terms of if you've read and done everything related to each of the lessons. And you'll want to start always with the course introduction one. This goes over just some more details on things like who to contact for help. In this case, support at cityvision.edu is always who you want to contact for technical support. For the academic questions, I already explained that part to you. And then there's some more information about your instructor and how fast they should be replying to you within 7 days on grading, and replying to student emails within 72 hours or 3 days. There's a list of textbooks. Again, there's the course outcomes and the course syllabus and final project template if there is one. Then there's policy on late assignments and on plagiarism, some additional policies, and the writing requirements for the course. And then there's a link down to this video that is something that you can watch for how to use the course. And the next thing I wanted to show you then is one of the specific lessons for the course. So you go in there and you can see, if you scroll down at the bottom, there'll be the assignments for the week. Above that, in the to read section, will be the readings from the textbooks. And if there's any links, there could be also things on the web that you might have to read. And then in the to watch section, there could be videos for you to watch, or also sometimes things for you to listen to. There can also be sometimes additional resources that will help you in the assignments or templates for the assignments. So once you want to go in and complete an assignment, the best way is just to click on it from that lesson. I'll go into that in more detail in just a minute. I want to explain a little bit about these other tabs here on the side. You will not be able to see your grading from here, but if you go to the assignments, you can see how much each of the assignments is worth. And then you can also see your grade on any specific assignment. When you go to the assignment, you can see it there. For the form assignments, you can do those also by going to discussions. But again, generally it would be best to do that through lessons. If there are tests in the course, you can go and you can take them through here. Usually, again, it would be best just to do it through lessons because it's simpler. The calendar is something that would show when everything is due in the course. This course is just an example, so everything looks like it's due on the same day. Generally, it's going to show things as being due on the Mondays of each of the weeks, but you actually have to look back one day. The assignments are always due on Sunday at midnight of the week after when they open. So for week 1, you have 1 week to complete the assignment, and then it's due on Sunday at midnight and so forth. So that's really the tabs. Again, the calendar, tests, discussions, assignments, you really don't need to concern yourselves with those. This dashboard one, which is the first one, you'll use it some. In the syllabus, you may use at the beginning, but the main one you'll use when you're going through the course is the lessons. So now I'm going to go in a little more detail about how to post in each of these different kind of assignments. So first, I'll talk about the forum post. So a forum post, you can go down, and after you read the prompt for it, you could type in something, and then you can add a comment for that. Normally, in an actual course, there'd be other people's comments. You'd be scrolling down and seeing those, and you'd want to reply with a post of at least 200 words to other students. But here I'm just going to demonstrate you can click reply, you can hit a comment, and then it's on there. The other thing to note here is their requirements. This first part is the one that's weighted the highest. It's around 66% of your grade for each of the forums is what the teacher scores it as. Then there's a little bit of your grade to make sure you posted at least 1 comment. There's part to make sure that it's at least 400 words, that you've made at least 2 reply posts, and that each one of those is at least 200 words. So those match the form requirements that show in the course introduction. And so that's one kind of assignment. I'm going to go in now and see if I can demonstrate for you some of the other types of assignments there are. So one thing you can see in a lesson, you can go to next lesson if you've been on a lesson, and that's a quick way to get in to that. And so on here, we see an example of a live video session. So it's important, you'll have gotten a calendar reminder. These will show a time, and you have to attend these on Zoom. So you can attend those on the web, or you can on a computer, or you can attend those through the Zoom mobile app, or you can call into them. The call-in number will be listed there. And then there's the requirements. There's a potential for makeup assignments on these, but you will get deducted a letter grade for doing the makeup assignment unless you have a legitimate reason why you couldn't have attended the live session. So that's another type. Then this is also a very common type, the one that is simply called an assignment. This is a file upload. So you can click and you can pick something from your computer and you can upload it there. Don't put it in the comments over here. The professor will see this, but that's not where you should do your main submission. You should do it over here. So that's another type. There's also some of those are what's called a peer review, and it'll have peer review in the name. And on those, when you submit, I think this is an example. This one doesn't say it, but you would upload it, and then after you've uploaded, you'll see what your peers have uploaded, and you can pick from that. You should pick to be grading at least 2 of those. Now, what you score it as, like, that's a very small portion of the overall grade. The primary portion is what's given by the faculty, of course, but you should still kind of put yourself in the faculty's shoes and think about how can you give specific constructive and encouraging feedback on that. Of course, if it's a really personal or reflection type of post, you wouldn't want to be giving any kind of critique on that. It would just be affirming what they say. But if it's something like, here's my nonprofit fundraising plan, you want to give some specific feedback on how they could work with that. So we often encourage people to use what's called the sandwich method. So start with something positive, then some things that they could improve upon, and close with something positive once again. So those are 2 significant assignment types. The other one I wanted to show you is the quiz. So normally it would say start test, but since I already started it, for me it says resume, and I can just go through and I can take these, and I won't give you all the answers, obviously, but then I would hit submit test when it's done. And then that can be graded. Most of it's graded automatically. Sometimes there might be an essay question that you'll have to wait for the faculty to grade. What I wanted to show you, though, also is if you go to week 4, sometimes there's a midterm, not in this particular course, but in this course there is a final exam. And so you need to have a proctor for that final exam. There's information here about how that process works. You have to get a proctor approved by student services. It has to be someone that is not related to you and someone that is not currently taking courses at City Vision, either graduate or undergraduate. And they have to be physically present with you, and they will get a code via text messaging. So they have to be able to receive a text message, and then they'll enter that code, and then you can take the test. And so if you are unable to have someone to receive text messaging, let us know, and we can work with you to see if we have an alternative process that we can make available to you. Finally, I can't show it to you right now because it's not available, but there'd be a course evaluation survey, which you need to take, which is real simple. It's just 5 questions, and you only want to take that in either week 7 or week 8 of the course. And it's essentially the same format as taking a quiz, except you're basically just rating the course, rating the instructor, and just telling us how it could be improved, and everything on that is completely anonymous. So you can be as honest and open about that as possible, and we appreciate that. Now I want to go back and show you how to register for courses. So you can do that from the homepage. When registration's open, you can click on the alert where it says registration's now open. So to add a class, this is something you would always be doing from within Populi. You can see the listings for the classes on our website, but you always do this within Populi. So you have to have gotten approved as a student first. So I could, for example, I could enroll in any of these classes. Let's just say I wanted to enroll in this class to get some information. Then you have to click save, and then you get an email about that. It takes a little time. then it's making me sign the enrollment agreement because I didn't actually sign it yet. So that takes a little time too. Don't click away, because if you click away, then you could have your enrollment agreement not signed. And then I can show you also how to remove a course. If the courses haven't started yet, or if it's in the first 2 weeks of the term, it's simple. You just click on this little trash can and you can get rid of that. And then you have to hit save, and then it thinks for a little bit while it gets rid of that from your system. If it's after 2 weeks, then that's something that would actually show up on your transcript as a W, and that could affect your academic progress. So that's something you'd have to email support@cityvision.edu or give us a call to do, or else fill out the course drop form, which I'll show you about in just a minute. Also, just bear in mind that we are tracking your activity in courses, and if you're not active after 2 weeks, we'll drop you from the course unless you have a legitimate reason for why you haven't been active that was approved. And that's done relatively rarely, but we do offer that. I wanted to also show you now the student transcript. So I'm going to go to my profile to show you what that looks like, so you can see what it looks like for a student that has completed more courses. So you can see how many attempted credits, how many earned credits, what the GPA is, everything you would expect to see on transcript. And you can also go and you can do an export to get an unofficial transcript of that. You can also go to the degree audit to see how close you are to satisfying your requirements. And there's a more detailed video that our president, Andrew Sears, created about that. So that's how the transcript works, just real briefly. Now I also wanted to show you about paying an invoice. So you can just go to the alert and you can pay, you can put in your credit card information to pay now on that. Another way you can go in is you can go to my profile and you can go to financial and you can see it on there, and then you can click make a payment. You can also see on here any signed enrollment agreements, and if there's any that are unsigned, you'd want to go in and you can click here and you can sign it. Finally, just a few quick things. I wanted to show you some settings that you can change from the drop-down menu over here in the upper right. So you can go to settings and you can set your time zone, so that can be helpful for us to know where you are. If you don't want people who aren't part of the college to see your contact information or your birthday, you can do that. Oh, this is something I didn't mention to you. On discussion posts, you don't get an email notification when other people are posted in the forums. So you may want to just go back regularly if you posted in the forums early and there weren't those 2 people to reply to yet. There's also security, where you can change your password and then hit save settings. And then under notifications, this is another way to change your email address. If you want to get text messaging, you can have a verification code set if you put in your phone number here. And we do the text messaging fairly rarely. We wouldn't spam you with that, but it's just a way that we can notify you of urgent things that are specific to you, like if you're about to get dropped from a course for an activity, that sort of thing.